Imagine this. You're 8 years old. Your hands are small, your clothes ragged, and your entire future has already been decided, as you want to break the rules of fate. You were born in 12th century England, and your parents, peasants. That means your life is pre-written, long hours in the fields, aching backs, and the faint hope that one day, you might own a tiny leaky house. Bread is your main food, and meat. That's a luxury you'll never taste. Life is hard, dirty, and unending. But then, one day your father tells you something that changes everything. There's a way out, a shot at a better life. He knows a blacksmith in the city, a man who forges swords, axes, and armor for the nobles. Your father wants you to go an apprentice under him. This is your escape route, your chance to leave behind a life of mud, manure, and misery. You arrive in the city and wow, it's a mess. The streets are crowded, filled with the smell of animals, smoke, and human sweat. People push past you without a glance. Children run through the alleys, some laughing, some crying. Everything is loud, chaotic, overwhelming. Then, finally, the blacksmith's forge. The heat hits you like a wall. Hammers bang, sparks fly, and the smell of burning coal and hot metal stings your nose. You barely have time to catch your breath before the blacksmith himself yells, "Change your clothes and get to work." No welcome, no tours, no "let me show you around." You're thrown straight into the fire. Literally, being an apprentice in the medieval world was brutal. Your days fetching water, hauling charcoal, and keeping the bellows pumping. From dawn until dusk, your entire life revolves around the forge. One mistake, one slip, and you could lose your place. Worse yet, there's always a line of kids ready to take your spot. And it's not just the physical labor. You have to watch, learn, and memorize every move of your master and the senior apprentices. You'll pay food. That's it. Bread, stew, maybe some salted fish if you're lucky. If you fail to prove your worth, you might not even get that. Competition is everywhere. James is willing to break tools just to impress the master. Henry's father is a renowned blacksmith from another city, giving him an edge. Richard, a prodigy who seems born with a hammer in his hand. And you're just a kid trying to survive. Rules are strict. Break one, and the punishment ranges from extra work hours to outright starvation. Imagine juggling molten metal, swinging hammers, and balancing your life on a knife's edge every single day. Years pass, you're exhausted, your hands are calloused, your back aches from lifting buckets and shoveling coal. But slowly you learn. You graduate from fetching water and hauling charcoal to actually shaping metal. At 15, you're a blacksmith. You can forge swords, nails, tools, anything. Your master finally nods in approval, giving you a choice. Stay and work for him, safe and secure, or become a journeyman, traveling town to town, risking hunger and exposure for the chance at independence. You take the risk. You leave the city. The outside world is brutal. For weeks, no one hires you. You sleep on streets, in stables, even once in a pile of hay. That definitely wasn't clean. Hunger gnaws at you constantly. You feel every ache, every pang of starvation, every moment of regret, but eventually your skill saves you. You fix a farmer's hoe for a meal, then another small job. Slowly you start making coin. You save, you travel, you learn advanced techniques, becoming better than most blacksmiths you left behind. Months turn into years, and by the time you return to the city, your reputation precedes you. People line up for your services, nobles, mercenaries, even army generals. Sounds amazing, right? Not exactly. These clients aren't polite. They don't negotiate or pay on time. Some demand weapons for war, and suddenly your skill is a weapon itself. Your life is valuable, and that means danger. Whispers circulate that someone wants to kidnap you, forcing you to work like a slave. You disappear into hiding, barely escaping. At 22, your journeyman days end. You're a master blacksmith. Finally, a powerful lord hires you as his personal blacksmith. You get a forge, your own home, servants, fine clothes, wine that only nobles drink. You've escaped the peasant life entirely. But with power comes responsibility. Thousands of weapons must be forged, armies must be armed, and entire wars may hinge on your skill. To handle the workload, you hire other blacksmiths, apprentices, and assistants. You build a machine, a workforce capable of producing weapons at a terrifying pace. The forge burns from dawn to dusk, just like when you were an apprentice, but now the stakes are higher, and mistakes could cost lives. Your name becomes legendary. Your forge is the heart of the city. Guilds form. Rules and regulations are established. You are appointed head of the blacksmith guild. You're no longer just a craftsman, you're a leader, a politician, a power player. But the human body has limits. Years of hammering metal, inhaling smoke, handling toxic materials take their toll. Lead poisoning, joint pain, back problems. At 47, you're facing the inevitable. Your body is failing and there's no cure. Most blacksmiths don't live past 50. You accept it. And yet, despite every hardship, every drop of blood, every calloused hand, you made it. You trained apprentices who will carry on your craft. You shaped a city, a guild, an empire of iron and fire. The forge still burns, long after you're gone, because you weren't just a blacksmith, you were the fire that shaped an era. So, why did it suck to be a medieval blacksmith? Because it demanded everything. Your youth, your strength, your health, your freedom, and sometimes your very life. It was relentless, punishing, and dangerous. And yet, for those who survived, it offered something no one else could: skill, independence, and a chance to rise above the life you were born into. Being a medieval blacksmith wasn't just a job. It was a battle, a war against life itself, and every strike of the hammer, a reminder that survival came at a cost, and mastery was paid for in sweat, pain, and sacrifice. So next time you hold a metal spoon, a knife, or even a nail, remember this: somewhere in history, a blacksmith bled, suffered, and persevered just to make your life a little easier. And that, my friends, is why it sucked to be a medieval blacksmith.